Today we are making sweet and sour pork. You can make anything with sweet and sour, okay? But first you're going to start out, you're going to have cooked meat, whatever you choose, pork, chicken, whatever you're using. And you're going to have it cubed and cooked and then roll it in cornstarch. Then you're going to drop it in this batter. My batter is pretty simple. It's a cup of all-purpose flour, a couple teaspoons of baking powder. You could even just do one. Basically, you're just having some leavening in there. A little bit of salt and enough water. It's like a thick pancake flour. It's kind of gloopy. So then you're going to fry this.
This is our handmade lard.
Basically, I'm just rolling it around in the batter and then dropping it in the fryer. I really prefer an aluminum pan. Some people disagree about, I don't know, safety issues and different things with aluminum, but in my opinion, if you don't have an actual fryer, so while this is frying, I'll tell you what else we have to make it sweet and sour. Okay, so in my pan here, I have got a couple tablespoons of oil, of whatever oil of your choice, and I've got a whole pint of nectarine or apricot jam in there, and then I add a little bit of water to that, just to make it so it's not too strong. So then to that, I'm going to add in this bowl. I've got a mixture here. This is 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. This is good tablespoons of cornstarch, you know, not flat. And you can use either a tablespoon of soy sauce, or over the years, honestly, we don't have a lot of condiments and things like that. So I actually just use a little bit of beef bouillon with some water. So I use about 2 beef bouillon cubes. Put it in the microwave with 6 tablespoons of water. You've got a half a cup of brown sugar in here and 4 tablespoons of vinegar. So now you're going to put this into here, and this is going to make your sauce. And you want to wait, because it's cornstarch, okay? You want it to be kind of a semi-translucent sauce. Okay, so we'll leave that for a second. We're going to get our pork out.
How do you tell when it's done, sister?
See? It's nice and golden brown.
Has a hollow sound to it.
Yep. So I already have been doing some, as you can see. So let's add this to the pan here.
This is our home-raised pork and our handmade lard. It's nice when you can look at your plate and know a lot of what you did is homemade.
And we're back to our sauce again. We're still waiting for this to thicken up.
The jam that I make is very simple. It's equal parts sugar and fruit. And then you just add an apple and you cook it till it's thicker.
So basically, when you're doing this, it's essential to the quality of your sweet and sour pork or chicken or whatever you're doing, that as soon as this sauce gets done, you get it on your meat, tossed, and serve it immediately. Otherwise you start to lose the crispness and the sauce will permeate the breading.
And you can do this with lots of different kinds of fruit. She's also done it, of course, with pineapple, which is probably more traditional. But this is really, really good. See how it's thickening? This is a recipe of her own making.
Well, kind of.
She tweaks it.
Yes, I did some research trying to find a good recipe that I really liked, and I added some of my own.
Flair,
yep. This is almost done.
can use rabbit for this. You can use chicken.
You can even do beef if you wanted. Or if you want to be really exotic like us, you might do bear.
Or frog legs.
I'm going to turn this down. This is going a little too crazy. You're going to get burned if you have it spit at you.
We've already been burned twice.
It's not thickening as fast as I'd like, but it'll get there in just a minute. I'm going to get my other utensil. You can see though it's starting to...
What are you looking at for thickness you're desiring there?
Well, if anybody's ever been to a restaurant and had sweet and sour pork, you know that it's kind of jellified by the time you get it. But you know when it's really fresh, it's not going to be that thick. But see, like this is almost ready, but I want it just a little bit thicker than that. And sometimes I may have accidentally put a little less cornstarch in there than I normally do. If I'm truthful, I didn't measure it.
She doesn't measure much.
No. And if I do, it's, you know...
This is why family recipes are so hard to capture, is a lot of good cooks do not measure.
Okay, that's really getting there. Almost. Yeah, we really liked it with the pineapple, but we just found that it didn't have quite the punch that we wanted for flavor. It wasn't quite strong enough. So you can also mix things. You can put pineapple and pineapple juice in here instead of your water. And put it along with your jam. We just found the jam was the easiest way to fast forward a little bit. You really do want to pre-cook your meat though before you do this, because it's a pain to also have to cook the meat. And then you're cooking it again, which is what I just did, because I didn't pre-cook mine except just before I did it here. But like, if I have leftover pork chops or pork steaks at the end of a dinner, I'll put them in the freezer, and later when I take them out, they're ready to chop up and make into sweet and sour pork. I think we're going to call that good. Okay, here we come over here to our pan where our little pork puffs are resting. I'm just going to put the whole thing in there. And then I'm going to toss it and say, everybody get in here quick.
Let me tell you as a witness, this is as good or better than your commercial Chinese food.
Okay, there we go. Sweet and sour pork.
Yum, yum, yum.